What's happening, people? Back with another reaction, back with some more ABBA. And I wanted to give a big shout out not only to all the people who've become part of this larger ABBA journey, always giving me insights, always very enthusiastic, and talking about the evolution of ABBA's music and what it meant to people at the time, including themselves, personal anecdotes, and I appreciate all of that. But in particular, when I reacted to Cassandra, a number of folks commented on the themes and the metaphor of these ancient history and ancient mythological references. And ultimately, a number of folks, including Marvin in particular, was saying that, you can go through these extra tracks from the era of the Visitors in whatever way, it's not really that important. But if you wanted to go through them chronologically, this is what the order would be in terms of when they were released, and I'm very sympathetic to that idea. So the next track, and what should have been the first track as we went through these, is Should I Laugh or Cry? It speaks to that expression that you don't know whether to laugh or cry when a situation or a dynamic or a process is so maddening and perfectly unfortunate or disappointing. The visceral reaction is strong, but it's almost like physiologically you don't know whether to cry at the absurdity and the perfectly unfortunate conditions or to laugh at how ridiculous and absurd and unfortunate the conditions are. So the same level of intensity, but it's almost like the dynamic is such that you could do either and it would feel like an appropriate response. So it feels like someone at the precipice of that kind of moment, appreciating or appraising something that has not gone the way they wanted, is not ideal, is absurd or maddening in some way, and they can't actually figure out what is the appropriate response. Should I be crying at this, or should I just laugh at how ridiculous it is? So let's find out if that has anything to do with it. This is ABBA. The track is Should I Laugh or Cry? And it's a bonus tune included among a few others related to the 1981 album, The Visitors. I was hoping it was going to come back like that.
He stands hovering over me beside my bed, losing his head. Tells me I must take him seriously. He's such a clever guy. Then wonder, should I laugh or cry?
Love the way it slid into that groove.
In stride with the pajamas that I
miss that line every time.
All I see is a big balloon halfway up to the moon. He's wrapped up in the warm and safe cocoon of an eternal night. So should I laugh or
That's a cool one. In particular, as someone who, as people who've been following the channel for a while know, yeah, I'm very into electronic sounds from the time I was a kid. Again, 80s synth pop is one of the major musical flavors I grew up listening to as a teenager in the 90s. I got into techno and trance music and, even more overtly electronic styles. So yeah, ultimately from the very beginning of this one, that melodic, sort of epic synth and the way that it was configured, really enjoyed that. So like the sonic quality, but also the usage in the tune. But it had this deep, bass groove to it. It had some little guitar bits which had some funk to them. There was also like a ascendant choral quality, not quite gospel in the way that word is used normally in terms of musical style, but it did have this kind of like church organ ascendant sort of feel to it. So it was like all those different flavors sort of blended into one tune, and then the vocals. I really did enjoy those moments where the sonics would get very intense and it was like the track would go up to another level. It like happened a couple times. But even saying that, overall it was sort of a smooth flowing tune. It wasn't, pounding and bombastic. It was a very like smooth ride. So I enjoy the way that one was concocted, using some different ingredients and making a really cool musical meal with some different parts. So yeah, top track. And again, as someone who's into electronic sounds, in particular that the synth work in that one really stood out to me. And yeah, like lyrically, I'm not quite sure. Again, it does sound like it's one of those, she's feeling jealous maybe, but like there's an evolution of, the dynamic of a relationship, and it got to a place that was different from what it used to be. And yeah, like repeatedly asking the question, should I laugh or cry? But I didn't get a full picture of what is going on in the relationship. So either way, cool vocals, great composition again, and in particular, love the synth sounds. Once more, shout out to Adam, shout out to all the ABBA people. I do appreciate you all. And yeah, ultimately looking forward to going through the remaining 4 tunes, and then we'll be on to the most recent album, which I'm very excited about because again, we'll be jumping forward like 40 years in time. It's crazy. So yeah, shout out to ABBA, shout out to you all. Let me know what you think. I'll see you next time. Peace.